kabajamtoota daawwattootaaf dhaggeeffattoota OMN akkam jirtu amma as Masjiida Tawfiq Minneapolis jirra waa'ee saamichaa fi masjiida kana caccabsan irratti ibsa godhuu deemanii nu waliin turaa jalaatiin isin afeerra.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله ومن والاه وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته هردفتوتا دعوتوتا OMN في أورميا 11 خبكا فجو جرتن هندينو خاصي جرتنيس الحمد لله هذا قلني قدان فيك أمنا لبودان حفني جرا نمني نور راميد أمنجرو خنسام مي كابينيا خن بربدي فميس من ربيتي كابينيا ربي بودا كابينيا هواسا مسلمة أورومو بيا خناتي باكي ترجمنوغا مينيابوليس مينيسوتا 2400 من أفنورتي غرا دوباتي نرجمنا خوني أما غرا دوباتي مسجدة بلبلة غرتي سينسا أفرق أبا توكو غرا ديراف في غرا دوبرتي منها غرا قداسني إيجاز بودم غرا دوبا كنان غرا واجري جرو يجو واجري كابريدا واجري manni madarsaa manni barnoota waajirri imaama akkuma gartanitti fooqiin gubbaan kuni waajirra imaamaati hattichi gaa'ela achi ol bahe iddoon suni hidhaa qaba yeroo hedduu namni akka laafatti seenuu danda'u balbaloota hedduu keessa dabree seenaa jechuudha balbalichi hidhaa qaba salaata ishaa'ii salaatamee sa'a 10 fi daqiiqaa 17 irratti akka kaameera irratti garreerti iddoo kana saayikiliidhaan dhufee baaskilee jechuudha hattichi balbala kanaan dhufe akkuma namaan deemaa jiru kanatti as dhufee balballi kuni balbala jimaati balbala ijoolleen asitti taphattee jechuudha cufaa ture kun akkanatti balbala kana meeshaadhaan cabsee balbala cufaa qabu kana meeshaadhaan cabsee asiin seene yeroo hedduu cufaa ta'a asiin dhufee ifaan dhaamaa ture ifaa dhaamaa kana keessa dhufee hattichi balbala silaa qulfii qabu jimaa guddaa kana jechuudha kana asiin cabsee gara duubaa kanaan seenee kana utaalee asirraa haga achitti utaalee irratti jigee cabsee jechuudha utaalcha inni utaalee sana yoo kaameera laallu waan namni godhu dandamti kana bifa kanaan akkanatti cabseeti kana lamaanu waliin akkasitti banee jechuudha balballi kun lamaanu akkana cufaa qabachaa ture so balbala kana lamaanu keessaan qulfii qaba ammas razaa guddaa waliin sanumaahu utaalee cabsee kottu siin garsiisa kunno as dabre kana yoo gartan qulfii ture kun hundinuu kana hundaatu utaalcha inni dhee cabseen jechuudha kana hunda asirraa cabsee jiisee kun akkana banamee jechuudha qulfiin kun kaasira jiru qulfiin hin banamne kanaatu baname kun asii mana barumsaati madarsaadha garanillee dhufee gara balbala sanillee cabsee seenee kushinaa achillee seenee jira gara kushinaatti suni amma gaa asiin eega dhufee booda as dabre gara salaataa kana waan kana gaa amma wanni waraabaa jiruuf akka ragaadhaaf agartanii kanallee yaaluuf mana dukkaana masgida keessa jiru yaalii guddaa godhee cabsuu dadhabe kana dadhabee jennaan as dhufe balbala kana cabsee asiin akkuma agartan ammallee muraaya qofa gadachiin eeggachuu qabna keessa kaafadha asiin kana dadhabee dura kana dadhabee jennaan kara kunama waajira ofiisaa hojii gaggeessaa executive director akka imaama hundinuu ofiisni as keessa jira kana dadhabee jennaan balbala sana namarraa banee dhufa yeroo takka Asillee seenee sanduuqa kanallee haga danda'u cabsee irraa fudhatee jira. Sanduuqa sadaqaati. Kanallee cabsee kanatti saantiimii as keessa jirtu hunda guurrate. Kanallee cabsee akkuma agartanitti sanduuqa wanni inni dhiisee jiru jechuu dandeessa. Sanduuqa biraa tokko asirra ture. Kanaas ni cabsete fudhatee kutee asirraa isa. Sanduuqa akkatti cabse galan. Sanduuqni masjiida gidaara tokkoon hafne. Masjiida illee seeneeti sanduuqi fudhate. So achiin seenee balbala saniin balbala cabsisanii achiin cabsee seenee amma akkuma agartan balbala kana seenuudhaaf balbala lama keessa dabruun qaba. As seenuu waan hin dandeenyeef gara muraayaatiin cabsatee seenee jechuudha. Kun amma as seenuudhaaf it's very secured. Kana keessa dabree balbala ammas achi dabruudhaaf qulfii biraan barbaachisa. So kana hunda inni diddaadhaaf kana cabsuu waan hin beekneef hin dandeenyeef maal godhe gara kanaan asiin cabsee dhufee seene oofisa kanaan kana achiin maskootii saniin cabseeti asiin dhufee seene jechuudha. So careful, this is so he broke this asiin dhufee jechuudha. Asiin balbala kana cabsee eega masjiida seenee booda asiin dhufee akkasitti asiin bee. This is where he came from.
So from in broke out there. What is this, another storage space? Or
Storage space.
from there it came out
He
here,
came here.
back there.
So this is the door we were showing you from the hallway that he broke. So this is where he got access. He came through here. There's a camera here. When he came in, he looked out. And there's a camera. He broke it. Then he tried to break this door too, to get out. Then this is where he came finally. Asin seenee qaxxitaa bakka inni dhaqee oofisa hojii gaggeessaadha kan Umar Waaqoo as dhufe. Akkuma agartan gaa aara qaba fakkaata muraayyaa takka illee hin hambisne kan balbalaa. Laale. Amma teebila takka xarabbeezaa jennaan akka tolfamuu hin dandeenye caccabse achi jala khaznaa tokko jira kan gartee fakkeenyaaf horii sadaqaatii fi akkasumas poostaa adda addaa information documentii jajjabaa keessa keenyu jechuudha. Sanillee cabseetii horiis tahee waraqaa achi keessa jiru waan adda addaa konfirenshaalii lafa facaase akkuma agartan kanatti nama aara hedduu guddaa qabu caccabsee guututti khaznaatu jira. Khaznaa nama teebila jala jira. Adiin sun khaznaadha. Feesiin gartan sun khaznaadha. Sanilla fudhatee eegas budaa asitti dabre maas balbala kana dabre. Kunis mana gartee maallee gizee guurame sadaqaan as keessa ta'a haga baankiin seenii jechuudha. Haga baankiin seenii balbala akkatti cabse lal. Cabsee seenee kana then akkuma agartan khaznaa jira. Khaznaa kana hin milkoone sibiila kun kana milkaa'uu dadhabe ka lallaafaa moo itti milkaa'ee cabsateef corratee fudhatee kute jechuudha. Kana dadhabee kute alhamdulillah kun rabbi irraa nu sattare maallaqa qarshii xiqqaa ture xiqqoo hongeedhaaf hinga dabarame. So asiin dabree gaa asiin bahee ammas ol bahe dhiifama naa godhe yeroo takka naabse. Asillee ol bahee jechuudha. Namni kun nama adiidha. Amma gaa waajjira sadii jechuu agarree jira kan inni cabse. Waajjira afuraffaa Family Counseling Majlis Shura oofisa hayyoota amantii Islaamaa kan ulamaan as keessatti dhimma adda addaa nama gargaaran jechuudha. Asis dhufee waa takka hin jiru hulaa qofa cabse akkuma agartanitti balbala qofa cabse gamana mul'ata akka garitti kana cabsee seenee jechuudha. Garuu horiin takka illee as keessa hin jiru kanuma cabsee seenee waa takka hin goone kana. Kunis oofisa imaamaa dura oofisa biraa jira kan dhimma adda addaatiif yuuziin itti fayyadamu. Kanaas cabsee seene. Kun amma oofisa jahaffaati. Oofisa jahaffaati kan inni cabse jechuudha. Oofisa imaamaa kanaas yaalii guddaa godhee ni dadhabe milkooyne malee. Kun kan imaamaati. Ka miidiyaa kanallee ni dadhabe. Eegas booda asiin dhufee gabbu'ee. Kana hunda keessa haga turugaa almost daqiiqaa 45 ol ture. Kudhanii fi daqiiqaa 17 dhufe ishaayii booda halkanirra haga sa'a 11 galgalarraa jechuudha. Asuma keessa ture. Asitti na hafne ammaas as bahee dhufe mana reefkaa kanallee naibsi. Kun amma mana reefkaati. Mana reefkiitti dhiqamu. Asillee cabsee seene laal. Nuti amma reefkaa asii dhiquu hin jalqabne. Meeshaadha yeroo rafti guraa jirra. Kanallee cabsee seene. Kunillee osoo naafin. Karraa maayii kenni cabsee kana. Akkuma agartanitti ilaala akkatti cabsee hattuu professional jechuu dandeenyaan waan dalagu ni beekan qaalichi sibiila jabaadhaan fudhatee dhufe kan akkasii cabsee seene so kana keessa seene asiis waa'ee boksii sadaqaa jira sanis walitti fudhatee kute jechuudha. Amma har'aan tana sagantaa ibsa ejjennootii fi wanni waan qabnuuf press release
that happened, and inshallah, press conference to let everyone know that this is unacceptable. That places of worship need to be safe because our kids come here.
Bismillah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ahmed Musa. I am a youth coordinator of Tawfiq Islamic Center. We're here today to respond the attack that took on our beloved mosque and over the weekend. We also have a few community leaders, religious here with us. With that, we'll start our press conference. First, starting off with welcoming a Jelani from CARE.
Thanks everybody for being here today, and to the community for coming out. Minnesota's Muslim community is facing unprecedented amount of attacks against our mosques. This latest attack is the fourth of such incident involving a mosque in the state of Minnesota. To our data, this is the highest number we've ever seen in the state of Minnesota. This latest attack started around Sunday at 11:15, and this gentleman who came in, who appears to be a white male in his about 20s or late 20s or early 30s, entered the mosque through the back door using some sort of an equipment, and he began to destroy almost every single door he could find. He destroyed the entire offices. He vandalized the property. He went to both the lower offices and the upper offices. He was able to take some of the donations of the mosque as well, and he has caused extensive damages to equipment, furniture, among other things. While we know that incidents like this potentially look at vandalism and obviously burglary, but we also, at this moment, are not ruling out that this is a hate crime. Not all hate crime leave behind a swastika, and we know that. And so we have, obviously the mosque reached out to the Minneapolis Police Department. They are investigating this matter at the moment. And also, we are today asking for the FBI to also assist the Minneapolis Police Department in investigating this matter. This attack, as simple as it is an attack against all places of worship. This community is a community that's very thriving. This mosque is a place of worship. It's a community center. It is constantly visited and has been a good neighbor to the neighborhood here. This attack also puts a lot of pressure on our mosques today, and we are asking for our mosques to increase their security protocols as we have in the past. We've been assisting mosques in the state of Minnesota to access some federal grants that have not been received yet. And so we're asking for the federal government to also expedite the federal security grants that have many of the mosques, including this mosque, applied for. We're also asking for state leaders to finally look us in the eye and recognize that hate crimes and targeting of places of worship has increased and is significantly impacting communities of color, the Jewish community, the Muslim community, and other community. And CARE is part of a coalition that has been asking for the state leadership to step up, to provide the right resources for law enforcement, as well as the community to address hate crime in the state of Minnesota. As I came to the community here, just like many other communities, no one expects this type of an attack. But when it does come, the impact exists far beyond. We estimate the current damages to be over 50,000. The mosque is still assessing the damage and assessing also the donations that were taken from the mosque. Last night we were preparing for today, and some of the mosque individuals saw someone who appeared to be the suspect returning back to the site. Unfortunately, we called the police department and no one arrived for an hour. We waited an hour while potentially the suspect who came back to the site. This is, again, the reason why we believe that law enforcement in the state of Minnesota needs to be responsive to the communities that they're served, and specifically the communities of color. We're also asking for Minneapolis and other cities, as we have asked in the past, to upgrade their 911 call system as it relates to calls that come from soft target locations, including mosques and churches. When a mosque or a church call 911, regardless of what the incident is, that call should be elevated and the assistance should arrive immediately. This has happened across the state of Minnesota, including incidents involving even the Bloomington Mosque that was bombed. In many of these situations, they are seen as a property damage or something, and police take a long time. In fact, even my office at CARE Minnesota a few years ago, when we had a threat to our mosque and to our staff, it took hours for the Minneapolis police to even show up and assess the threat. And so we're asking for that policy change. We're asking for more policy changes as well. The community has put together a GoFundMe to help assist with the recovery of this mosque. We encourage our greater family and the larger community, the allies, the neighborhood, to do that. We also are calling for all of the state officials to condemn this attack. White supremacy attacks have increased, and just because President Biden is in office and Trump is not in office does not mean hate crimes have gone away. In fact, they have increased, and the attacks against our communities are increasing. So we're asking for officials to condemn and take this matter seriously before loss of human life happens at any of these sites. And that is the worst day for any of us and a worst day for our community as well. So I'll turn it over now.
Thank you. Next we have Khalifa, a board of trustee of the Tawfiq Islamic Center.
Can you spell it? Yeah, spell it.
Everybody, assalamu alaikum. Thank you for coming to this event, to our press conference. My name is Khalif Ahmed Adam, and I am one of the elders and the member of the board of trustees of Tawfiq Islamic Center. Our center has been here in the Seward neighborhood since 2014, this particular center. And the organization Tawfiq Islamic Center was established in 1998 in Minneapolis. We offer daily prayers, education for our youth and elders, family counseling, and many more services. As we stated on Sunday, our sanctuary was attacked by what we believe to be a white supremacist, a hate crime. A white male suspect came to terrorize our place of worship. After the prayer was, the last prayer of the day was done and people left, so he waited and he came and attacked our place of worship. We can fix the repair of the property and damage, damage that's done, lost donations and everything. However, our sense of safety and the impact, the impact of this attack will have is a long-term impact on our community, and we have security protocol in place, as we are glad to that our camera system were able to capture the person who attacked this place. We are here today also calling on for the FBI to assist the Minneapolis Police Department, because this is, we believe this is a hate crime. The way the vandalism was done, the way it was trashed, we believe this is a hate crime, and so we ask the FBI to assist the police department in this matter. We also call our beloved community, our beloved community neighbors and the Minnesotans to help us by sharing information if they know any information about this suspect. They can call the Minneapolis Police Department with any information that they have about this suspect. We are also letting our communities to know that we have set up a GoFund account, to the many who have called and shared their concern immediately on Sunday when they heard this. This attack was not just on our mosque, but an attack against all houses of worship. We cannot ignore this to continue. We cannot ignore this attack to continue against mosques and places of worship in Minnesota. As Brother Jailani described earlier, this is more than 4 times that it happened in a short period of time, and that's really high. And the security, the police and the FBI and the politicians should really take this into consideration and help us. We ask state leaders to condemn this attack and to invest in supporting communities against the rise of this kind of hate crime. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming again.
I also have a statement to add to it. As I said earlier, my name is Ahmed Musa. I'm one of the youth coordinator of the Tawfiq Islamic Center.
Spell your name.
Ahmed, A-H-M-E-D, last name M-U-S-S-A. I was the last person to leave a mosque on Sunday night around 10:45, I believe. As I took off from the parking lot, there was an individual on this side of the mosque who was on a bike, and as I drove by, I had a bike with the headlights, and I kind of noticed suspiciously there must be something going on. As I kind of stopped, look around, couldn't really figure out what he was doing. As I drove by, and probably I think it took about 5 minutes later, he was able to get into the mosque, and that's where he started attacks. Well, we wanted to ask the FBI and to help to support the Minneapolis Police departments to bring this person into the justice. The damage to the properties that caused, it might be something that we can bring it back to build back, but the pains the families will go through for the years and years, it's not easy something that they can relieve. It's going to take some time because we have individuals, kids, youth. We have a lot of programs that are happening here on the weekends as well as also on the weekdays. So with that, what we wanted to do, we wanted to further and bring this person to the justice, and as a community, hopefully, so we can bring it up, the issues, what took it for this person to bring these hate crimes against our mosque. With that, I have Abdullahi Farah from Muslim Collision to be the next speaker.
Hi, my name is Abdullahi Farah, A-B-D-U-L-A-H-I, Farah, F-A-R-A-H. I'm a lead organizer of the Muslim Coalition. The people of Minneapolis, regardless of race and income, deserve to be safe in their homes and especially in their places of worship. what happened here, unfortunately, is not new. We have witnessed many mosques get vandalized here in Minnesota, attacked, and their congregation, terrorized and losing their sense of safety. Although, many of the motives are different, the result is all the same, which means it leaves communities damaged, losing their sense of safety, terrorized. And oftentimes we find that there are hate behind these type of attacks. And so we deserve to be safe, all of us. I'm here standing with the leadership of Masjid Tawfiq, our imams, the leaders here, the congregation, and the neighbors to share a message of solidarity and a message of hope for change. Again, also I'm calling on the leadership, the mayor, the city council, the police, even the FBI, to treat this case as a high-profile case. As it happened, just like it happened at a church or a synagogue. We need to make sure that we solve this case immediately, and that's why we're all here. Also, we need to ensure that resources are given to the community so that they can keep themselves safe if law enforcement can't. Again, we're here looking for answers, and we will keep ensuring all of our communities that we need safety, and we will fight for safety no matter what. We will be holding meetings with some of the decision makers, including the chief, and also we are planning to do, hopefully, a solidarity event, bringing the neighbors and elected officials together to make sure that this matter is taken seriously. Thank you.
We have next Imam Maulid from Masjid Abu Bakr Siddiq.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Maulid Ali, M-O-W-L-I-D, Ali, A-L-I. I am the Imam for Abu Bakr Siddiq Islamic Center. We're very close by actually. We're the closest mosque to this Islamic Center. Today we're here to really show our support and to show our solidarity to Tawfiq Islamic Center. This is a place of worship that if you come, you feel a sense of belonging. This is a beautiful community, a community that is very welcoming, a community that's really, everybody that comes here will testify to the goodness and the generosity and the kindness of this beautiful community. What happened on Sunday night is a tragedy, and it requires all of us, all the communities, to really take this situation very seriously. An attack on one place of worship is an attack to all the places of worship. Therefore, I would like to call upon all the officials and the law enforcement to really take this situation very seriously and to look into the suspect and to do a serious investigation. And we hope that through that serious investigation, the perpetrator of this crime will be brought to justice. The second message that I would like to send is for the communities, the neighbors, and everyone. This is the time that we come together to show unity and solidarity. This is the time, although it's a difficult time, but through difficulties, some good things will come out of this. Unity, solidarity, and change, and also helping this community that is suffering. There is a serious damage that was done. I'm sure you have seen all the pictures and a significant amount of donations that was stolen. So this is the time that we need everybody to come together and to help this community. Thank you very much.
Next we have Imam Ahmed Abu Badriya from Masjid Toba.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon all of you, and good afternoon. Thank you and welcome to our mosque. I am Imam Ahmed Abu Badriya, A-H-M-E-D-A-B-O-U-B-A-D-R-R-A, and I am the political director of the Muslim American Society of Minnesota. I'm also with the Coalition of Isaiah. We're here today to stand in solidarity with our fellow Muslim brothers and sisters and our fellow partners at Tawfiq Islamic Center during this difficult time. This is a difficult time precisely because this heinous act strikes at our very feeling of safety in our places of worship, where we come to worship God, where we come to honor our traditions, and our community remains on edge because it is our very feeling of safety in this place that is at threat. It's no simple act of vandalism. As well, the Muslim American Society of Minnesota and the Muslim Coalition of Isaiah would like to announce a cash reward of $1,000 for any individual who is willing to participate or bring forth any information that would lead directly to the arrest or the apprehension of the person who committed this act. Finally, I would like to echo the call for our neighbors and our community members. This is the time we stand united. And I would also like to call upon our political leadership and our police chief and on the FBI to dedicate the needed resources to bring the perpetrators to justice and to bring back a sense of community and sense of safety to our place of worship. Thank you all. Peace be upon you.
We have up next Yusuf Abdullah from Ayana.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. My name is Yusuf Abdullah. Yusuf Y-U-S-U-F, Abdullah A-B-D-U-L-L-E. I'm the Executive Director of Ayana Islamic Association of North America, which is an umbrella for about 40 centers across the nation. 15 centers of those are here. As Brother Jailani said from CARE, that this is not the first time or second time. This become a pattern that the masjids or the mosques are being attacked for, that results in damage of properties and all of that. And the sense of security of the community that is worshiping in these centers were affected greatly. So today we are here in solidarity with our brothers and sisters of Masjid Tawfiq, first and foremost. And the second is to call the law enforcement agencies to assist and support the community that is being hit. 2 of our mosques, Ayana members, were attacked within this year. One is in the northeast and the other one is St. Paul. So this became now a repetitive thing that people, are attacking the mosques and destroying properties, and then they are not getting we're not getting the results of what these are about. Particularly and specifically, I remember the one that was done to Masjid Darul Qalam in northeast, and to my knowledge today was not code yet. So this should change the way and approach of masjids or mosques being attacked. It should be reimagined, looked at, investigated, and emphasized on the security of the community. And this is unacceptable. Especially the elected officials should take a look at this matter. Specifically, what happened today, Sunday here is something really a waking up call for this community. Also, I would like to conclude with that the neighbors of this area should come out in support of this peaceful community and make sure that if one of us is harmed, all of us are harmed. Thank you so much.
Next we have Abdul Wajid from Abu Bakr Masjid.
My name is Abdullah Farah, A-B-D-U-L-L-A-H-I. Last name Farah, F-A-R-A-H. I'm the Executive Director of Abu Bakr Siddiq Islamic Center in South Minneapolis. We're here today to show solidarity and support to the management and the leaders of Tawfiq Islamic Center and its community. Anti-activities and vandalism and robberies against the mosques, places of worship, became a norm and has increased significantly. We need the law enforcement to do their job, especially the mayor who has the mandate. Whenever a place of worship is targeted, we wanted them to take it seriously. I work for Abu Bakr Siddiq Islamic Center in South America, a couple of blocks from here. During this summer, we have at least 5 carjackings, and the response of the law enforcement has been always is the lowest time. So we need the community, the neighbors, the law enforcement, everyone to be responsive and to help these soft targets. Thank you.
We have Sheikh Imam Ahmed Abu At from Masjid Huda.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you all. My name is Ahmed Abatiyah, A-H-M-A-D, A-B-U-A-T-I-E-H. I'm here. I'm Imam Ahmed Abatiya from the Islamic Cultural Community Center, Al Huda and the Tawbah, Northeast Minneapolis, and Eden Prairie. As a Minneapolis Imam who has had his masjid vandalized for more than one occasion, I understand the value and of safety for communities of faith in places of worship. We are here to stand by our brothers and sisters, and we demand the authorities apprehend the perpetrators of this act of hate. We are all Masjid at Tawfiq. Thank you.
We have Imam from the Masjid Tawfiq. The Imam will speak in language in Oromo. We'll have a translation also.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Manni asit argamtan marru ulfaadha mata dura.
Thank you everybody for coming.
Galteen galtetuni galtee hawaasa keenna ka ummata as jiru membara keenna cufaa fi ollaa keenna cufaa fi hawaasa Ameerikaa keessa jiru cufaa rifachiifte jennee fudhanna.
This incident is not only to this community, it is beyond our community. It's your community and also the diaspora community and also all the community, the entire community. It's not only our tragedy, this is the tragedy of the whole nation and nationalities.
Wani nu gaafannu akka xiyyeeffatuu nuu kennan poolisni Minnesota keessa jirtu, Minneapolis keessa jirtu, FBI biyya tana keessa jirtu, warri dhugaani badii eeguuf badii ittisuuf deemu marru akka xiyyeeffatuu galma islaamaa maraa kennanii bakka cherchoota maraa akka kennanii kana isin gaafannaa kanaan nu bira dhaabadha.
I request to the authorities, FBI's, police officers, to do their best to do this investigation and to bring this person to justice. Everyone that is out there that is able to bring this person to justice, we kindly and humbly request to do what they can to help us.
Gara boodatti hawaasa wanni cabee bakkattiin deebitii maallaqni badees bakkattiin deebi'aa ruuhin namaa yoo baddee bakkattiin deebitu namni waa tahuu dhabuun sun namarra waa galteen galuu dhabuun sun waan dhugaa nu rabbi itti galatoonfannu. Kanaafuu hawaasa maan taane waan gaddeemutu irra sodaachisaa rabbi nu haa baasu jabaadhaa marri keenya rabbi nu haa tiksu. Barakallahu fiikum.
The good thing about this, nobody have died. There wasn't any physical harm to anyone. I mean, we can replace the damages that happened to the property, the wealth that we have lost, the donation that we have lost, but we can never ever be able to replace any life if we were to lost a life. This is the good result that nobody have been physically attacked. I mean, imagine as I watched the whole video, not the entire, but the guy is holding a big hammer. Pretty much, this is very scary. I mean, what happened is one of the things that make us feel like this is a hate crime. He went upstairs to the imam office. It is really hard to access to imam office from here. I myself, in order to access there, I have to go through double doors, another door, then another door. And getting upstairs to get to the imam office, it is unimaginable. And nobody even knows where is the office for imam. So this shows clearly an attack, not only the Muslim community, pretty much as they were saying, an attack on a mosque is an attack on a synagogue and a church. So this is, we ask the authorities, especially the Minneapolis Police Department, to do with their ability anything that they can. As a principal for the Islamic school here at Weekend Church, Weekend Islamic School, I don't feel safe. We feel attacked. I mean, we have about 200 kids that attend here on weekends. What am I going to tell them now? We have school starting today after 5 p.m. What are we going to tell the kids who are 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old? This is the most peaceful place that we run to just feel tranquility. Now we are terrorized. Kids are terrorized. We can come over this. But we just want to say to the authorities, to the official elected, please do the best you can. This is not a minor crime. This is a major crime. So please do anything you can. Anybody out there? I mean, as we were hearing, we are offering a word to those who come forward and bring this person to the justice. Thank you very much. Thank you, especially Sewer community and everyone.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Your name is
My name is Nasir Hamza, Nasir, last name Hamza. The Imam official name is Bashir, 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 and last name is Said, Said.
Up we have council member Jamal Osman.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jamal Osman, Minneapolis City Council member. This is my community. This is my mosque. My wife and my family, my kids attend here. And what happened, it's shocking for everyone. I got a call from the imam and the staff that this happened. I saw the pictures, and immediately I talked to the authority, MPD leadership, inspector of the 3rd precinct, the police chief, and also our new commissioner, and the mayor, including that. We understand, and they're taking this very serious. We don't know what the motivation is, but they are investigating, reviewing, and interviewing folks. Today, at later on after this, there will be a private meeting with the police chief, the mayor, then our new commissioner, myself, and the leaders of our community to make sure that they get all the resources they need to be safe. Everyone in Minneapolis deserves to be safe, and we are standing behind it as the city of Minneapolis. Thank you.
Up we have one of the community member youth, Tiger Worku.
Thank you very much. Well, let me just say that violence of any sort cannot and will not be tolerated, whether it's on a street corner or here in Tawfiq Islamic Center. As someone who was born and raised in Seward and who has spent his entire life here, I can say that the community unequivocally condemns the actions that took place on Sunday. It is simply not okay for someone to walk into a place of worship and destroy it because of hate. I believe that this is a hate crime. I want to echo the words of the community members in saying that we need the Federal Bureau of Investigation to come in and investigate. And I appreciate members of the Somali community standing in solidarity with the Oromo community. It's important also to have our Christian brothers and sisters and our Jewish brothers and sisters step up and be with us. And I want to conclude by saying that tough times don't last, but tough people do. Tawfiq will rebuild from this. Our community will come together, and we're going to make Minneapolis a safer place. And I hope that the elected officials are paying attention and take action on this. Thank you.
Now we'll open up to the questions.
Seems like pretty calculated. He knew what time to come. People weren't going to be here. He said the imam's office is hard to find. He was able to find it. Is there any reason to believe that this person was watching and sort of waiting for that right moment?
It's very possible. We actually know through the Southern Poverty Law Center who document the way white supremacists target mosques, that they do reconnaissance missions, that they actually, we don't know the scale of who this person is. Eventually after the capture we'll know, but we do know that at times an attack against a mosque may not just be random. It may not be just somebody jiggling doors. This is a building that's very secured, extreme lighting outside, and has cameras almost everywhere. So as you said, we are concerned, and that's why we want the FBI's assistance as well, because in these situations we know that they have more resources pertaining to white supremacist groups or people who are inspired by white supremacy groups. We also know that there is an increased chatter online specifically targeting mosques. We don't want to get involved in that, but we know that there are groups right now targeting mosques, and we're seeing that across the country. The last mosque that was attacked was in East Grand Forks, where a woman came in the middle of the night. She also knew what time to come in. And she came right at the Fajr when the doors were open and people were praying. She came in to start a fire and cause a great deal of damage and harm. And so we are concerned, and that's why we want this issue to be taken seriously.
Could you just confirm or try to give the best account you can? The 4 incidents, is that since the beginning of this year?
Yes. So we had 2 in the Twin Cities, both in St. Paul. And then we also had the one in East Grand Forks this summer, and then this is the 4th. Now we also had an attack against the cemetery, that's the 5th, and then we had smaller other incidents, but as far as major attacks against mosques, this is 4 this year so far. We are...
Northeast as well.
That was, I think that was last year. Last year, yeah. There are many attacks there. So we have those 4 that we know of at least, but we've had other incidents happen at mosques, including some robberies outside, attacks against individuals, and among other things that did not look like it was a direct attack against the mosque. And as we've been documenting these incidents across the state of Minnesota, this is the highest we've ever seen in the state, and also the highest per capita in the country. In Minnesota's mosques are attacked more than anywhere else in the country. We were, in a national report that came out a few years back, we were number 4 behind California, Texas, New York, and Michigan. And that's the nature of what we're seeing here as well. So that's why we're going to ask for our community leaders to continue to increase their security as much as they can. And also we have asked for the federal government for assistance. We'll be reaching out to Congresswoman Betty McCollum's office again, seeing if the Department of Homeland Security can expedite some of the resources that the mosques have applied for that could be used to secure our buildings, which has been delayed. Many mosques who have applied, who've been granted those federal grants, have never received those money. And some of the mosques that were attacked this year were actually recipients of the grant, but could not access the funding to actually increase their security. So security is not just the physical, it's also the community. We need the community now. So I appreciate Isaiah presenting $1,000. CARE Minnesota will also offer $5,000 for any information that leads to the arrest of this individual. We're asking for the community to be vigilant. This person attacked the safety and the sanctity of this community and our community. And we do not want that to sit at all.
You had said $50,000 in damages. Can you talk about donations? Do you know?
Yes, so donation, we're still estimating. So we know for sure the property damage is extensive. Almost 15 doors have to be replaced. And you will see the damages. We kept the damages so that people can witness what took place. We're going to obviously hope to make some changes as soon as possible. And we have access to the cameras as well. I think we've shared with you Dropbox links that have the video and the suspect and the information.
So altogether, just to clarify,
and
$5,000, $1,000, $6,000.
$6,000 for the reward so far, and then and the extent of damage we're estimating beyond $50,000.
Conversations with anybody from the FBI or been
We're
interviewed or anything like that?
Not yet. We're just announcing that we are reaching out to them. We will be sharing with them the incident report and some of the other facts that of this case. Usually Minneapolis police can work with them, but we are urging for that because we just know not only these situations when there is an element of a hate crime, we know that the FBI has databases and they're tracking some of the white supremacist groups, and they just have more resources that they can deploy to be able to give us a little bit more clarity.
As far as you know, have all of these incidents been investigated by law enforcement as just individual robberies and burglaries?
Yes, so they've all been investigated. Some have been apprehended, including the woman who tried to burn down the mosque in East Grand Forks. Thankfully, it was because of a worshiper who chased her down, found where she was staying, and the police were able to capture her immediately. For many of the other incidents, we do not have a suspect, including the 2 mosques in St. Paul that were vandalized. Actually, one of the mosques in St. Paul, the vandals were apprehended. Okay, tomorrow? Okay, so there will be a solidarity event tomorrow at 7 p.m. here at the mosque. Yeah. All right, that concludes our press conference. Thank you so much for being here. For all the media, can guide you through. There's extensive damage. You probably don't even have to, but we'll walk you through. And then there are many doors. All the glass doors are broken down here, and then there are many doors in the building. So we'll have some of the folks kind of help you walk through that. You only need to keep your shoes off here, so the rest of the building should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.